Coach, you're finally able to grab all 3 points on the road in a game like that. Does it kind of give you confidence that, say, maybe you can start to grind out some of these wins on the road like that?
Honestly, I think the difference was just that moment. Bradley Allen's goal, in terms of how we all felt the game might go down, it was very similar. Pittsburgh are a very well organised and competitive team, and I'm not sure they get enough credit for even some of the football that they play. We knew that at their home field, where they're unbeaten, not conceded a goal, if we'd have felt as though we were going to completely outplay them and run away with the game, it would have been a pretty dismal sort of display from me in terms of looking at the way they play, what they try and achieve, and how we need to conduct ourselves. Players carried out the plan to a T. The one thing you never know is how a goal might come about, and it was that difference on the day. Against New York and against Penn, the two teams that I remember having better chances against and really feeling as though we should have won the game and taken all three, was conversion. The plan was fine, but converting and executing is always a difference. But the one thing for sure is the players are rightly very pleased with their performance, and more so the result. As a top team at this point in the league, you want to be at least taking a point off of your rivals, and to bag all three was an even bigger positive.
Speaking of Brandon Allen, how nice is it to finally have a poacher and a fox in the box like him?
It's great. I mean, he's a little bit more than that, as you're starting to see, but his record tells us that he will convert. He'll be in the right place. He senses where the ball might bounce and how he can score, and to be perfectly honest, that's a quality that I'm not sure any coach can offer a forward. A goal scorer, in brackets, is an individual, as we've seen throughout history, who does things, who's able to sense things that others don't. And that's why they're worth a lot of money. They have that sixth sense as to where the ball might bounce and how they can finish. Of course, you've got to have a particular quality and technique on the end of it. I think Brandon has, and he's fitted in great with the group, and long may that continue.
You mentioned converting on chances. Does just seeing the ball go in the back of the net, including maybe in those U.S. Open Cup matches, kind of help guys' confidence build up and maybe improve that going forward?
Absolutely, yeah. For the forwards especially, when they're scoring, confidence is key for their game. There's one angle, and it's one thing being a good link player and a good team player. It's another thing completely being a match winner, and hitting the back of the net will have done Brandon a world of good. 2 goals in, what is it, 2 outings. I'm losing track of time now. The games are coming thick and fast, but certainly he's made a great impression. And as I just said, he's fitted in wonderfully with the players, the rest of the group. He's already forming some good relationships, and my hope is that for that reason we brought him in, and it continues.
With the calendar getting so thick as you keep progressing through the season, have you finally figured out how the rotation kind of goes, where you want to cherry pick guys in and out of the rotation with each game coming through?
If it was easy as just that equation of flipping players, minutes have passed and you now need a little bit of a pit stop. Unfortunately, they're not cars, and a light won't come up on the dash when they've got a bit of a problem. And also, there'll be certain individuals that suit certain games, and I would always like to keep in the side. I'm sure plenty of other teams are no different. We'll look at 1 or 2 areas of the team for Saturday that might need freshening up. When the team's winning, most players want to be involved anyway. It's amazing what success does. Bodies seem to recover that much quicker when you're winning. When you're losing, everyone takes a step back instead of a step forward. So I think we're in a good place. everyone will be fit and available, and you know, one or two might be slightly banged up that are in my mind and certainly in decision making as we go towards the weekend.
Rapapa came off injured on Wednesday. Is he one of the ones that you're expecting to have back?
Rapapa will be fine. It will be a choice as to whether or not he can get the job done. The reason he came off was he just didn't feel that good. It wasn't an injury, so he's trained this morning, no issues. I'll see how he is tomorrow. As long as there's no reaction to whatever the feelings were that he was having, then we'll be fine. He'll be part of the group.
This is going to be your third rematch game of the year so far. You guys have won both playbacks that you've had against Pittsburgh this past Wednesday and then against Louisville a couple weeks ago. Do you feel like you have kind of a knack for doing better against the team the second time around?
I'm not sure it's a knack. I think there are a number of angles that we can pick up on when you run into a team more than once. Firstly, I can certainly, from experience, feel more comfortable about what our opponent's about. I have more footage to look at and to decide my personnel. The individuals that played last time will have had a competition, an individual that they've competed against, that they can start to evaluate a little bit better and feel more satisfied that they're going to know exactly what the remedy's going to be to possibly convert the game. I'm not sure we did an awful lot wrong down in Penn. For what it was worth, we created by far the better chances, and you know, contrary to what their coach has said, if he's sensible enough to look at the stats on our team, he'll find that we keep the ball for longer periods than they've ever done. We make more passes generally in a game, and if you look at the way we've played at certain venues, we've been able to adapt. We adapted on Wednesday. We adapted to a field down at their place, and at home, you know, we have a very creative and possession-orientated style, and if he thinks we're going to crash it at home, then you know he'll be greatly mistaken. We've got a group of fans that want to see good possession and creative play and nice individual moments, and I think we've shown that. So I'm not sure he's done his own work properly on that one, or maybe it's just the English factor that plays into people's minds. But I thought his comments were a little bit strange. But we're ready for any group that comes in. Our preparations have been limited, of course, because we've been on the road, but it won't mean that we take this group any less important than any other group that are coming into town. I've often felt that if you don't apply yourselves, if you're not genuinely focused on the challenge in front, then it tends to prove to be a banana skin. And whilst I'm sure we'll be the favourites to win this game, understandably, being at home, it's important for me to make sure that the players fully appreciate the challenge in front of them.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you since the U.S. Open Cup draw. What's it going to be like to play against your former club on next Wednesday?
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be the first time that I've been near or by the group. I've not been to Denver in the 10 years, not quite 10 years, 6 years since I left, start of 12. Loads have changed. I don't think there's anyone there that was there when I was there. Maybe one or two staff members that have moved on from being players that are part of that group now as staff, but it's extremely different. They play in a different way, but nevertheless, we're at home. This is my new home, and of course I want to do well against them, and I'm not sure I'll be any more excited about winning a game than I will be if we win this weekend. A win's a win, and we get to move on to the next round. If we lose, then we're out. So, you know, cup competition is extremely exciting. I think the challenges are really all on them. You know, when you're drawn away, especially over here in the cup, it really concertinas your schedule. We'll be ready. We have a little bit more time in town, far more time in town than we have had in the last couple of weeks. So we'll be ready. We'll be waiting for them. They'll know that as well.
How much difference will it be to play on a different pitch?
Listen, we'd love to play every game we can at First Tennessee. It's not possible, not at this point. But you know, the field will be a little bit different. I don't think it will be any more challenging than we've had this last Wednesday. You know, we played in Pittsburgh on a difficult field, and I thought we adapted very, very well. It is a different type of game, no two ways about it, but I've got a group of players, as I've just said here to a question, that I think in the early stages of the team coming together, adapt really well. And any team that can adapt and that has flexibility in the way that they play, and more importantly, I think a group of players that stay focused. Whatever the challenges or the difficulties that are presented, whether it's climate, field, opponent, travel, you know, they're all issues that each and every team has to deal with. I'm lucky, I've got a good group of players. They're more than happy to get on with their work and roll their sleeves up and get on with it wherever they are.